Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today is another episode of Addicks Edition. Well, kind of, I guess you could say. It's another transfer discussion video in regards to Charlton Athletic. Now, it is quite late at the time of me recording this. It is late night / approaching early morning of Saturday the 26th of June. Yesterday was officially confirmed by the club that striker and last season's top scorer Chuks Aneke will be leaving the club upon the expiration of his contract on June 30th, and it has officially been confirmed that his destination will be Championship side Birmingham City. He will be reuniting with his former manager Lee Bowyer and will be heading to the Championship. So in today's video we're going to be giving my reaction and my thoughts to the transfer. We'll be discussing what I think it means to Charlton, what sort of player Birmingham can expect, and where do I think Charlton should move on from here. So normally with these transfer videos I would read the article about the said transfer and whatever, but the article in regards to Aneke's departure is so short that there is literally no point in me reading it. So we're just going to jump straight into my thoughts on the transfer and just have a bit of a discussion. So overall, what do I think about the transfer? There is no denying that it is a shame. It is a shame that Chuks has left the club. I wanted him to stay at the club. I felt that he had a lot more to give. I felt that he had a lot more to offer. And I felt that this season, under a full season under Nigel Adkins, I felt that he would have had a fantastic season. But he has, of course, opted to leave the club. And it is a shame. It is a massive shame. And there is no denying whatsoever that he will be a loss. In total, he played 62 games for the club, scoring 17 goals, of course, one of which came against Stoke City in the Championship in 2019-20, and then he scored 16 in all competitions the season just gone, one of which being in the Carabao Cup, and then 15 in League One. So there is no denying that, based off the season that he has just had, he will be quite the loss. And it is even more of a stab in the back when you notice that Chuks has gone to Birmingham City. The fact that he has, of course, reunited with Lee Bowyer, it does just tell you that Bowyer simply just has no transfer strategy of his own whatsoever, blatantly. If you could just see by the business that he's done already. I mean, he's nicked our goalkeeper coach Andy Marshall already. He tried to nick Johnny Jackson, our assistant manager. He's nicked Jordan Graham, one of our #1 transfer targets, of course, the Gillingham winger that we were in talks with. He's ended up going to Birmingham, and now he's nicked our top scorer, Chuks Aneke. You'd now just think, like, it's only a matter of time until Adam Matthews and Jake Forster-Caskey make the move over there as well, but look, it is what it is. Chuks will be a miss. He will be a miss from this squad. It's as simple as that, and I don't think anyone else can argue otherwise. He will be a loss. Obviously, I know that Charlton fans, there are some out there that have said that, they were happy to see him go. Obviously, he can't play the full 90 minutes and blah, 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 blah. Like, at the end of the day, it is a luxury that we have had a player that can score 15 goals in a season and play only 25 minutes per match. Like, it is a luxury in that sense. You have to admit that. I mean, I know Chuks, he had these fitness problems, and when he started games, he couldn't play the full 90, and that we had to manage him accordingly as a result of that, and obviously he couldn't play the full games. But you have to admit, like, a player that can come off the bench and change the game like he did and have the impacts that he did when he did play for us last season, you have to admit he was a very useful player to our squad and would have been a very useful and very vital player to our squad last season. And I think that in that sense it is a shame that he has gone. So what can Birmingham City expect from Chuks Aneke? I think it goes without saying that you've got a very useful player off of the bench. As I have said just now, he has had some fitness problems in the past, and he tends to be, well, for us anyway, he tended to be a bit of an impact player. He would come off the bench for the last half hour, but my God, could he change the game. And we saw that in the Championship in 2019-20 against Stoke City, of course, when he scored that goal. When he came off the bench that game, he was just so good. And last season, he carried that one performance on throughout the entire season and just showed that he is an incredible impact player. So there obviously is that to look out for. He's incredibly physical, very, very strong, pretty much 100% of the time. If the ball comes to him, you are not going to get the ball off him. He loves to bring the ball down, get players into the game, you know, bring like the wingers and the midfielders into the game a bit. Like, as I say, just loves to hold up the ball and just keep the ball at his feet and shrug off the defenders. I definitely think Chuks is too good for League One. I think that he is a championship standard striker based off last season. I think that he definitely has the potential to play at championship level. What I would say to Birmingham fans though, just be wary. Fitness is a problem. You know, obviously I know that Birmingham would obviously be liking him to come in and to rival, you know, the other strikers that they've got, like the likes of Djukovic and Jonathan Lecco and players like that, but it may be a challenge, you know, it may be a challenge. Obviously, Bowyer has worked under him before, and Bowyer has said that in the past that when he was Charlton manager that we need to manage Chuks because his fitness isn't that great and it is a bit of a problem. So obviously he signed him knowing full well that that is obviously a factor to his game, that he can't really play the full 90. So I would fully expect Chuks to be a bit of an impact player for Birmingham City, and I think that he could definitely do well. He could definitely do well, and I think that he definitely has the potential and the ability to play at this level. So where do Charlton need to go from here? Where do we need to go? What do we need to do following Chuks' departure? And it is fairly simple for me. We need to replace him. It's as simple as that. We need to replace him. And I know that following Chuks' departure, we've got 4 strikers at the club. Obviously, Jayden Stockley, Connor Washington, Ronnie Schwartz and Josh Davison. Me personally, that's not enough. Jayden Stockley, I think, is the most consistent scorer of those 4. Will he score 20 goals a season? That is to be seen. Under a full season, he definitely has the potential to do that. Connor Washington obviously scored 11 goals last season, but I do think that Washington was very hit and miss, you know, for quite a lot of the games last season. You know, he had one good game and then he just went missing for a patch at one stage. I remember, you know, he just went completely missing, just wouldn't score and put him some really average, not great performances at all. Ronnie Schwartz I will be quite lenient with. Obviously he has had quite a tough year last season. Obviously has had the family issues and obviously not settling in properly due to the COVID pandemic. And I am hopeful that he can turn his fortunes around and he can come good for us next season. You know, there's always that part of me that just feels the same way that I did when we signed him, and that is I'm not particularly that keen on him. You know, his goal record is obviously incredible, like his previous clubs that he's played at, but he's never played in England before. He's 31 years old. It's just that I do feel a bit like meh sort of thing around him, you know what I mean? I just do feel a bit iffy about Schwartz, but I do feel slightly hopeful that he can deliver. And then as for Josh Davison, he is still an unproven lad. You know, he is still an unproven youngster. He's never played at League One level before. Obviously, he did have that spell in the Championship with us 2019-20, but obviously he was chucked into the deep end due to the injury crisis that we had. The season just gone, obviously he was on loan with Woking and with Forest Green. I have heard he done really well at Woking and did quite well at Forest Green from what I've heard, so obviously we could well give him some minutes in League One, and I do hope that we do give him some minutes. Ultimately, Davison, Schwartz, Washington and Stockley, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough for us to challenge for promotion like Sangard and Adkins and obviously the backroom staff will want us to achieve. With this signing to replace Chuks Aneke, and I am confident that we will be looking to replace Chuks, and I'm confident in saying that the club will have prepared for this eventuality. We would have prepared for this situation in Chuks going. We have to make this a marquee signing. We have to make it a proper signing, a proper striker that is proven at this level, that can play a full 90 minutes, that is at least a 20-goal a season striker. To put it simply, we need the next Lyle Taylor. We need the next Lyle Taylor with this signing. If you don't want to be at this football club, if you don't want to play for Charlton, if you don't want to play for the badge, then quite frankly, see you later. Goodbye. You can leave the club, because we need players that actually want to be here and actually want to play for the shirt. And that's why I love Jayden Stockley. You know, obviously he has publicly stated several times that he wants to play for the football club, and that is exactly what we need. We need loyalty. We need players that want to play for this football club. I know some Charlton fans are frustrated that obviously Lee Bowyer has signed him and he's nicked our players. At the end of the day, that's football. That is football for you. That is football nowadays. There is no, obviously there's barely any loyalty in the game, and obviously money talks. But yeah, to conclude this video, Chuks Aneke going to Birmingham City, it is a loss. Massive impact player. Will certainly have been a useful player for our squad next season, but he has opted to go to the Championship. But now there is a massive opportunity for us to make a marquee signing. We need to be signing a proven scorer at this level that can hit the ground running. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, can you possibly leave a like, subscribe if you're new around there, and turn on the post notifications so you're notified of when I post. What do you guys think about this latest development? What do you think about Chuks Aneke joining Birmingham City? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, guys. It is greatly appreciated. This has been Tyler Roninson. Have a nice day, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all then.